I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back at the jumper. Hey. Or whatever Lil Kim said. We've been gone for a minute, but we are back.
We are back.
We are back with
Pound the microphone.
Pound the microphone, baby. And
As
if
you can tell, we're giddy. We are giddy to be back. Yes.
We're giddy. Did I just split my trousers getting into my car? Yes. Do I give a damn? No. Why? Because we are back.
Yeah, we are back, baby.
We are back. As you heard from the trailer, this season's a little bit different to close out the year because life has been lifing. Your girls are tired. We are tired. Okay, but you're tired too. And we know how tired you are because you've been telling us.
Yes.
And so what we're going to do this third and final season for this year is just help you guys out. So it's the dilemma season. Every week we're going to have 2 episodes a week and we are just going to be answering your dilemmas. So, you're welcome. Okay. All right. So are we ready for this? The first one?
I'm ready. I'm so ready, Dulcie.
Subject line. I'm good at my job, but I kind of hate it. Hi, Dulcie and Missy. Thanks for reading this. I'm not sure what I'm hoping to get out of writing in, but I've been sitting with this feeling for a while and it's starting to wear me down. I'm in a good role at a well-known tech company. The salary is solid, multiple 6 figures. The team's great, and on paper it looks like I'm doing everything right. I get positive feedback, people trust me to deliver, and I've been asked to mentor new joiners. I'm not struggling, at least not in the obvious ways. My problem is that I kind of hate it here. When it comes to work, I feel nothing. Actually, that's not true. I feel dread every Sunday night. Every Monday feels like a mountain to climb. I only light up when meetings are cancelled. And when I...
Look, you're not the only one, darling. That meeting thing, that's you and the rest of the world. Okay?
Oh my God. It's like, talk to me nice. And when I hear other people talk about loving what they do, I feel a weird combination of shame and envy. It's not a nightmare workplace. I'm not being mistreated or underpaid, but the work feels meaningless to me now. I spend most of my energy performing enthusiasm I no longer feel. I tick boxes, smile through meetings, and get the job done, but I leave each day feeling slightly more hollow than the last. I feel like I'm performing a version of myself that cares when I really don't. I've been trying to tell myself that this is just part of being a grown-up, that not everything has to be fulfilling, and I should be grateful to have stability. But I can't help but wonder, is this it? Is this what a good job looks like? Going through the motions until the weekend rolls around again? I don't know if I'm burnt out or just bored, but either way, I don't feel like me anymore. How do I know when it's time to move on? Or is this just what work feels like for most people? Yours, Katie.
Katie.
This. It's not easy. It's heavy.
I have thoughts.
Please share your thoughts.
Okay, Katie, you said you don't know if you're bored or burnt out, but if you don't feel like yourself anymore, I feel like that needle is trending towards like the burnt out territory. I think part of burnout is being unrecognizable, not just to other people, but to yourself as well. And you may be, even if you're not deep in it, you may be kind of dancing along those lines. So your feelings are definitely valid, but my question for you, Katie, is how much of a role, like if you imagine a pie chart, right, of your life, how much of a slice does your job take up? Forget about time, because we know it's going to take up a lot of time, but emotionally, how much of your life does your job take up? Because it's funny that this dilemma came about, because I was kind of reflecting on this the other day, about how if you have a person whose job takes up, let's say, 75% of their emotional energy or their kind of feelings of fulfillment and self-worth, and they lose that job, then what you have left is very little to keep that person going, and you get a pretty valid, pretty big crash out, right? But if you have someone whose job, it takes up a lot of their time, but it only takes up maybe, let's say, 20% of that, kind of that whole pie chart of my life. They have other things that fill their life: volunteering, community work, family, all those things. The impact, anything negative about that job will have less of an impact on their overall feeling of well-being and wellness and self-worth. And so my question to you is, how much, maybe this is a signal to you rather than burnout, maybe it's a signal to you that maybe your job occupies way more of how you see yourself and your life than it should be. Possibly. Maybe it's a signal for you to examine the role your job plays in your overall life and how you see yourself and how you see your life. That's just a question.
Just a question. Just a thought. Yeah, I think that's a very good question to spend some time reflecting on. Listening to what you're saying, Katie, it feels like, because you don't really talk about the job, and so I wonder if maybe your problem is really that you have checked out. You really couldn't care less. I mean, you say that. You say, I don't care about this. But then my question is, what is keeping you there? Is it the salary? Is it what it looks like? Is it that you've achieved something that in one way you're proud of having achieved? And so it reflects on who you are. But as you said, you couldn't care less about this role, about the job. So what is keeping you there? And then I think you really need to hone in on what you want, because I didn't hear that at all from you as to, if this isn't great, what would you want? So rather than running away from something, what is it you would want to run towards? So that's probably where you need to start, is understanding what you want. And when you're in this place of not giving a damn about where you currently are, it can be really easy to become disconnected from yourself and the underlying motivations and drivers and desires. And you might say to yourself when hearing this, I don't know what I want. I just don't want this. And that's okay. That's what happens when you're in this sort of prolonged apathy. But you need to try and make some space and take some time to reflect on what would give me fulfillment. So when you ask a question about, is this just what it's like? Honestly, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, yes, this is part of being an adult. This is part of being a grown-up. Not everybody in this life is going to have a 9-to-5 or a job that fulfills them and lights them up. That's just real life. But you need to understand, what do you need from a job? Do you need a job that fulfills you and lights you up? In which case, what would fulfill you and light you up? So for some people, having a job that pays the bills is enough. So they're like, I don't care particularly about all this stuff. That's okay. So actually, the thing I think, is this part of being grown up? The grown up part is figuring out what you want and going for that thing and accepting what you're willing to take and what you're not, right? So I would just say, have some time, have some space, and think about what matters to you in a job. Financial, emotional, creative, social. What are your values? What kind of job, what kind of industry, what kind of role would align with those values? Look at what you're currently doing, right? Maybe take a look at a week or a fortnight and say, okay, being very honest with yourself, does this whole job piss me off? Or are there parts of it that I actually quite enjoy? And when I say that, it's not the parts where people cancel meetings. We all love that. That's what I'm talking about. But are there activities and tasks within your role that you do like? What are the ones you actually do like or spark something in you? What are the aspects that you cannot stand? And if you are currently unsure of what to do next, those things are going to be little clues and signals as to where you might want to lean into. So I would just try and treat yourself a bit objectively, right? Accept that, yeah, I don't like this. I'm not feeling it. But rather than throwing the baby out with the bathwater, start to unpack stuff. What fits me? What doesn't? What do I like? What do I hate? And why? And what do I need? And please don't forget that financial piece, because none of us are going to pay bills with like dreams and fulfillment. That's so cute. I don't think that British Gas is going to accept that. You have to be practical, right? So maybe it's a case of, okay, this job isn't fulfilling me. I might see if I can go part-time while I retrain in this, that, or the other. I don't know, right? I'm just making things up here for you. Or it might be like, actually, I can't heal in the place that is causing the wound. So I have got to go. I've got to leave. And I can't even figure out what to do next. So I need a bit of time off. I need a sabbatical. Right, okay. What's your runway? How much money do you need to not work for a while? Have you got it? Do you need to work towards that? I think start to think practically. What I think you need to not do is stay in this space for too long.
Yeah.
I think wallowing in this kind of thing only gets worse. You just get yourself into this sort of dread spiral, and you get more and more disconnected from yourself, from your community, from all the good things. Everything goes from color to black and white. I say it because I've been there. And the shorter you can make this period of unhappiness, the better things will be. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, whatever it is you ultimately need to do, but you need to start on that journey and not stay in this horrible, stagnant swamp of bad feeling. That's how I feel. Yeah, that's what I've got for you, Katie, baby. Anything else, Jamie?
Also, be kind to yourself, Katie. Be kind to yourself. I don't know how old you are, but I think it's one of those things, like, the older you get, the more you need to learn how to start listening to your inner voice and trusting yourself more. That time and space that Dulcie mentioned is very important, because you need to kind of listen to what your inner voice is saying rather than what the outside world expects you to do. That is such a key thing. We don't know your life. We don't know what it feels like to live your life. All we can do is say, look, give yourself the time and the space and the practical tools to help you come to a decision that is best for you. So yeah, that's it.
Okay,
That's all.
Okay. Good luck, sweetheart. Good luck.
Good luck. We're rooting for you. We're rooting for you.
We are rooting for you.
Yes.
In the real way, not the Tyra Banks way.
No. What? Don't see, I've just started this season.
Uh-huh.
You're already throwing shade.
Oh, so I shouldn't be shady? Oh, so I should change?
We almost made it to the end of the episode.
What? Listen. All I know, we've just been telling Katie to connect with her true self, and now you're telling me to not be me?
You know that chat that says last number of days since our last accident?
Oh, it's going to be 0.
I've just reset it back to 0. We're back, baby.
Okay, so anyone listening, if you have advice for Katie, if you've been there, if you've done that, if you've got through this kind of horrible sort of stage of I don't like this, and you are on the other side, then please do jump in the comments on Spotify and share your advice for Katie. And that is it. That is it. We are back. We are bombastically back in your ears.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you in a few days for another dilemma. Bye.
Bye.